Hello viewers, welcome back everyone to my channel. So myself Zeba Unisa. Okay, so I'll be the teacher for your entire series of plus 2 classes. Okay, so today we'll start with part 9, that is post fertilization structure and events. In that we'll be studying development of the seed from the ovule. Okay, how the ovule will develop into a seed. So after starting the post fertilization structure and events, we have studied two parts. Okay, part 7 and part 8. In the part 7 we have studied endosperm development, and in case of part 8 we have studied embryo development, and here in part 9 we'll be studying how actually ovule will give rise to the seed. Okay, it comes under the same chapter, that is sexual reproduction in flowering plants, and the unit 6, reproduction. So what is a seed? So to tell you the definition of a seed, it is the fertilized ovule, okay, formed inside fruits. Inside the fruit, you will be studying in the next part what is a fruit, okay, and how what part of a plant will give rise to the fruit. Okay, you know that matured ovary after fertilization will give rise to the fruit. So inside this fruit there is an fertilized ovule which is fertilized. Ovule after fertilization is called as seed. Then what is the seed? It is the final product of sexual reproduction. It consists of, okay, so three parts mainly. One is seed coat. One, there may be one coat or more than one coats. Okay, one coat, seed coat or seed coats. Then cotyledon. As you know, there is one cotyledon in case of monocot, and there are two cotyledons in case of dicots, and an embryonal axis will be there. Embryo axis will be there. I said you in the last part what is embryo axis. Okay, it is just an axis or a line which is dividing your embryo into two parts. One is your plumule and another one is your radicle. Okay, then the cotyledons may be simple, okay, generally thick and swollen due to the storage of the food. What happens is, inside the seed, as you can see here in the diagram, okay, here common bean seed is there, a dicot one it is there. Outer covering is called as the seed coat, what you can see here, and inside there is a cotyledon, and here at one end there is an embryo. Okay, what is there inside this cotyledon is, it is generally thick and swollen. Okay, this is what makes your seed to become thick. Okay, what is there inside it is the storage of the food is there. Okay, food is stored inside it. You may know that many of the seeds is used in the form of a food. Okay, pulses, grains, some cereals and all, these are almost the seeds which are having a stored food in form of protein, okay, which is very nutritious, and it is used as a food, you know that. And so here in the legumes also you can see this same thing, you can see here in the diagram. Okay, then the mature seeds are generally of two types. After maturation, that is after fertilization, when the ovule will be converting itself into an seed, you'll be having generally so two types of seeds. One is non-albuminous seed and another one is albuminous seed. So what is this non-albuminous seed? So here what happens is, it has no residual endosperm will not be remaining at all. Okay, as why it is not remaining here in case of seed, as it is completely consumed during the embryo development. Okay, so see here what is the order, okay, of the events which are happening after the fertilization, that is post fertilization, is first is your endosperm will develop, then your embryo will develop, then seed will develop. Okay, the fruit will form, and inside the fruit then your seed will develop. Okay, so what happens is, during the embryo development, as you know that endosperm is a nutritious tissue, okay, which is giving the nourishment for the development of the embryo. Endosperm is completely utilized during the formation of the embryo here, so there is no endosperm remaining in case of the seeds. So such seeds where there is no endosperm at all, okay, which has been completely utilized for the development of the embryo, this such a type of seed is called as non-albuminous seed. So example for non-albuminous seeds are pea, groundnut and beans. Okay, here you can see in the diagram section of the seed of peas, you can see here. Okay, you can see the ovules are nothing but the seeds here. Okay, here you can see how there is a complete structure is there without the endosperm. You don't have endosperm, this is the section of the embryo sac. Okay, section of this particular ovule, inside this you'll have the embryo sac. Inside the embryo, you will be having the ovule, you will be having the embryo sac. Here, there is no endosperm. It is completely utilized. Now, the second type of seed is albuminous seed. What is this seed? It retains some of the part of the endosperm, okay, as it is not completely used up during the embryo development. So, during the embryo development, endosperm is not completely used here. So, there is some small part of endosperm is remained as such. So, such a type of seed where there is a part of endosperm being retained even after the development of the embryo is called as albuminous seed. So example for this is wheat, maize, barley, castor, coconut, sunflower. Okay, usually monocot. Here you will see the dicot type. Usually here you can see the section of the coconut where you have the endosperm in two form, solid endosperm and liquid endosperm. So about this I have said you in the during the development of the endosperm is there, no, I have told you in detail about this coconut structure. Okay, what is the solid endosperm and what is liquid endosperm. Here you can see the endosperm is retained in case of fruit here. Okay, I mean a seed here. Okay, this is the example. So next, occasionally what happens is in some of the seeds like black pepper and beet, okay, what happens is remnants of the nucellus are also persistent. Okay, what is nucellus? It is also a nutritious tissue, okay, which is present in your this one embryo sac. So embryo, what happens is this nucellus, it remains in some of the seeds as a remnant. So what happens is that nucellus which is remaining in some of the seeds is called as perisperm. Okay, here you can see the section of the pepper seed which is showing the perisperm. Here in the center you can see the perisperm which is there, okay, which is remained. Nucellus is remained even after the formation of the embryo here. Okay, so this is there. Then so integuments of ovules, what is the integument? If you remember the structure of the this one, okay, I said you ovule and all. So there are integuments. So first integument is there, second integument, outer covering. So those integuments of the ovules, what happen is they become hardened, okay, and protect the seed here. Okay, they are protecting the seed. That what you can see here as a seed coat. It is, I mean, outer hard covering it will become. Okay, then what happens is it has a small pore. In some of the seeds will have a small pore called as micropyle. Here you can see the micropyle. Okay, so this is the part from where the oxygen and water is entering inside the seed. So that helps for the oxygen entrance and water entrance, and that is very much needed for the process of germination of the seed. Okay, here you can see the micropyle where the this one will enter, oxygen and water will enter inside and helps in the process of germination. Now what happens is as the seed becomes mature and mature, the water content in that will become less. Then it will become relatively dry and general metabolic activity of the embryo will slow down inside the seed. Okay, so as there is reduction in the water, the metabolic activity will be slowed down. So then what happens is the embryo may also enter a state of complete dormancy, okay, or inactivity. That means it does not show any activity, and such stage is called as dormancy. Okay, most of the seeds will enter into this particular state called as dormant state. Okay, whatever the seeds we used, almost all the seeds what we use, it has been entered into the state of dormancy. Okay, if favorable conditions prevail, then again this dormancy is broken down, okay, and it will enter into a proper active state. When the conditions prevail, when it has adequate moisture, when it has adequate oxygen concentration and suitable temperature is there, that dormancy is broken and it will enter into an active state. Okay, here you can see in the diagram how an ovule, okay, fertilized ovule is converting itself into a seed. I said you the outer covering of the ovule, okay, or will convert itself into, you can see the integuments. There are two integuments which will convert itself into a seed coat, and central cell will convert itself into a endosperm, and zygote will convert itself into an embryo. Here this is the structure of the seed and this is the structure of the fertilized ovule. Okay, so integument will convert itself into a seed coat, then central cell, that is triploid condition that will convert itself into an endosperm, and finally the zygote will divide itself, okay, continuously to give you an embryo. So this is about today's class. Okay, we'll recall once again what we have studied, how the ovule will develop from the seed. I said you what is a seed. Definition of a seed: it is the fertilized ovule which is formed inside the fruit. Okay, and it is the final product of the sexual reproduction. You'll have outer coat and cotyledon in the seed. What is this function of the cotyledon? Is to store the food, usually the proteins. In case of your pulses, legumes and all, it will show usually store the protein here. So mature seeds are of usually two types: non-albuminous and albuminous. In non-albuminous, endosperm is not there, it is completely utilized. In case of albuminous seeds, endosperm is retained. Okay, so example, I have shown the diagram as well as I have given the example for this. Then, and some of the seeds will have nucellus in that, okay, which is a nutritious layer, okay, present in case of the over this one, which helps for the nourishment. Okay, so here you can see in the fertilized ovule only it is having nucellus is also there here only. Okay, that will convert, okay, or that will convert itself into a perisperm, and that perisperm is there in very less amount of seeds. Okay, here there is an example of pepper seed which is showing you the perisperm. Here it is the perisperm. Okay, nucellus is also integuments, nucellus and all is a part of the mature ovule. Then next what happens is, it sometimes the seed may enter into the dormancy state, that is inactive state, and when the conditions are good it can again break the dormancy and enter into the active state. Okay, you can see the development, how the embryo development of the seed, early development of the seed. You can see here how the fertilized ovule has converted itself into a seed, and how there is a integument converting itself into seed coat, central cell convert itself into an endosperm, and how zygote will convert into an embryo here. So thank you for watching the video. In the next class we'll start with the formation of fruit from the ovary. So with this I'll stop today's video class. Thank you everyone.